welcome to the live lounge. We extend you a very warm welcome into our hearts. And I'm Caroline Crawford.
And I'm Paul Crawford. And on tonight's show, we're actually going to be talking about heart-centered living and everything that implies in terms of how it's so powerful. It's a really powerful energy and a great way of expanding our consciousness and affecting not just ourselves but everything else. So kicking the show off, Caroline, what thoughts have you have?
Yeah, well, before we do that, we'll just say we're going to give you our thoughts on heart-centered living. We're going to give you some things that activate the heart, things that maybe deactivate the heart or take us further away. We're going to do a little exercise to connect us to that, and of course we're going to welcome and invite
Armour.
Paul's non-physical team, his collective consciousness Armour, will be joining us for their wisdom as well. I say there just because there may be people that haven't watched before that Armour is a team of, if you like, infinite intelligence, non-physical beings. They are a group, but they come to assist us on our pathway. So I just thought I'd share that with you.
Wonderful messages of wisdom and understanding.
Yeah. So heart-centered living. So the heart, quite aptly, is at the centre of our body, and it is through our heart that our soul and our higher intelligence, those higher energies, manifest through that, express through our heart to help us live life with a greater resonance to our true existence. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit of the scientific stuff. So the Heart Math Institute have done extensive studies on this, and we're just going to share a little bit with you. But, you know, it was always thought in the past that the brain was the most important organ of the body. Well, it turns out the heart is the more important organ of the body, because the heart has its own brain and it sends and transmits 5,000 times more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. How fascinating is that?
Yeah.
And the heart is actually, it is a portal, it is a radiating magnetic vortex that does receive and transmit energies. In fact, the other night I dreamt it was like a great big, what are those things that they beam information up to space? Satellite dish.
Oh, yeah. Satellite
dishes,
yeah.
But our soul expresses its information, its purpose, and that information is carried through on what we call light, on energy. And the electric magnetic field that surrounds us, it's part of us, it surrounds the earth, that is emitted from the heart, but the smallest particles of that electromagnetic energy is known as photons, which are called, what did I call them?
Protons.
Protons. I knew what I meant. So, and there were some scientific studies carried out in Germany by the Kassel University, and they found with extensive research that the heart, the average person from the heart emits 20 photons, I'm really being careful as I'm saying it now, per second. Then they asked, I don't know how many number there was, it was a large number of people to focus on the heart, to do some meditation for 20 minutes, close their eyes, focus on that heart center and send that love out. So really focus on the love of the heart, sending it out to people and the places and the world. And within 20 minutes, I couldn't believe this. How much do you think from 20 photons per second did it increase after meditation?
Well, I guessed, and I got it very wrong, I guessed at about 1,000.
Yeah. It was an incredible amount. In 20 minutes after meditating, focusing on love, it actually increased to 100,000 photons per second, which is just,
I mean, that's
kind of
incredible.
blows you away. So
Yeah.
the average human being emits 20, so get meditating. Because this energy, this electromagnetic field is light, it is energy, it is healing. And when we're in tune with our heart center, those photons actually heal, they can transform negative events, and they actually have an influence and change matter. So it's so important. It improves our health because that light is in every cell of our being. So the more we are in resonance and in harmony with our heart center, not only the better our lives will be, we'll have greater health, greater radiance, greater peace, just greater joy, greater inspiration, greater an expression of what we truly are, and help us find that purpose. It also emits that out to help others and the world around us. So I just find that is fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, I mean, the human heart emits these electromagnetic magnetic fields of energy, and it surrounds our whole body, our whole being, and it actually interacts, it connects and interacts with every cell, every core, every aspect of ourselves.
Yeah.
And it then affects us physically, emotionally, mentally, as well as expanding our consciousness, and so therefore spiritually as well.
Yeah, so it's really important that we come into alignment with our heart. You know, the mind has polarity, doesn't it? As ego, and it'll take us down the wrong path. It can make us feel quite aggressive. It can make us feel anxious. It can make us want to be right. It's very judgmental and very critical. And the other day I was driving in the car, and it was so lovely. I just got that oneness is always waiting within the heart. And I'd got some sort of scenario going in my head, thinking this, thinking that, and I thought, why am I doing this? I'm letting this, this polarity come in. Just drop into my heart. And as soon as I brought my awareness to the heart, immediately I just felt so much calmer, and I knew either the answer would come to what I needed or it would come. I just needed to connect to the heart. So we sometimes think of love, don't we, on a one-to-one romantic sense, but the absolutely amazing authority on consciousness, Dr. David Hawkins, said that the highest form of love is a state of being, and it is achievable as a permanent state of being when we choose to live consciously from the heart, to be kinder, to be more compassionate, to listen to that wisdom of our soul, as I said, that manifests and expresses itself through the heart center. So as we make choices from the heart, it will also bring about shifts in energy, and that will also then shift your reality. So when we're coming from the heart, we see things through a lens, if you like, of truth. Rather than all this divisiveness and anxiety and fear, we come into a greater frequency that affects the way we think and we feel, raises our vibration, and helps us to see life from a much better perspective. And remember, as I said, that light, that electromagnetic light, those photons change energy. They bring love in to heal, to soothe, and to raise that frequency. So
and it's electromagnetic energies throughout the whole universe, and it can travel through space. It doesn't need a like this physical medium such as our bodies to actually, for it to exist and for it to travel. And the earth emits it. So does the sun. The sun, when it has its solar burst, it's flashing out that electromagnetic energy. And I mean, thankfully, the way the earth is constructed and the different layers of atmosphere, it actually then filters out most of that harmful stuff. But everything is connected. Everything is giving off of that. And so therefore, we're also connected to that. And the more that we can come into our heart and bring that greater and increased sense of peace and calm and oneness and connection, actually, and as Caroline was saying earlier, it becomes more amplified then as well. Yeah. That goes out into the whole universe.
Yeah. So ways that we can interact and really activate the heart and that align us with our heart. The biggest thing is to be who you are. We've all come here as individual souls, as part of the whole, a part of the divine, but we're all a little particle of that great cosmos. And the important thing is that we be who we are. We shine our light. We light up ourselves. We do what we feel a passion for. We put love into everything we do. You know, this morning I woke up and I thought, right, you know, I've got a couple of places to go. And I thought, everywhere I go and everyone I meet, I'm going to meet with love and I'm going to feel their love. And I, you know, when you intentionally set that to be more in alignment and in resonance with your heart, that will harmonise your experiences. Of course, there's always the exception to the rule, but, you know, when we intentionally connect to the heart and show love and show gratitude and be appreciative of who we are and our friends and the you know, this beautiful planet, that then activates the heart. Being honest with yourself is really important, because I think sometimes, you know, things go wrong and it's all too easy to blame something or someone else. But, you know, when we fully take responsibility, it's okay and we can let ourselves off the hook. Forgiveness is obviously a really powerful thing that activates the heart. So we're not carrying around, you know, people sometimes, bless their hearts, carry things from so many years ago, and there comes a time when, you know, we do have to try and release that. Some people find it easier than others, but other things that can activate the heart is, you know, have some healing, Reiki, spiritual healing, holistic healing, anything that uses energy. Exercise like Tai Chi, because it opens up the meridians, it opens up the energy centers, it expands the heart. Qigong, yoga, anything that's opening, you're going to find really activates that heart, because when we activate the heart, we feel strong, we feel resilient, we feel more peaceful, we feel calm, and we send those things out, as we've said, through that energy field. It is a good idea to be aware of any negativity that you feel. You know, sometimes these thoughts, well, we'll procrastinate, just think, I need to come into my heart and to let that go, and move into this internal energy of your heart to soothe and to release, because then we actually live a life from a higher point of energy.
And leading on to when we were thinking about doing this show and the topic, it came to my mind about when we was in London many actually decades ago. We was at this seminar, and there was a doctor who was the speaker, and there was probably a couple of hundred people there, and she asked for a volunteer from the audience, and someone went up on stage, and she did this some muscle testing, and basically got them to hold their arm out, and then she put pressure on that person's arm, and felt the resistance there. She then got everybody in the audience to close their eyes and to think of something negative or something that was upsetting to them. And they did that for about 20 or 30 seconds. They then opened their eyes, everyone came back, and they held out that person's hand again. And as they pressed it down, it went all the way down. There was no resistance there whatsoever.
In this instance, I'll just say resistance was more strength. So when it didn't go down, that was giving the body strength, or the body felt strengthened.
And as it went down, there was no strength. There was no resistance there. But then we did the same exercise, closed our eyes for 20 to 30 seconds. But this time, she got us to focus on something really joyful, something really loving, something that really excited us, something that really brought us that real inner joy. And we did that, and then when we finished, the person on stage, they held their hand out, and this time she put pressure on, and she was putting quite a good bit of pressure down, and it had that resistance. And that just goes to show you that what we create in ourselves, that energy that we create in ourselves, it travels out and it can affect other things and other people all around us, and out into the whole world. And it really brought it home to me all those decades ago. So believe it, trust in it, and trust in yourselves, and connect more to that heart center.
Yeah. So we're going to do a little exercise in a moment, but just remember, the heart, it loves, it thinks, it feels, and it communicates with other hearts, as we said, and it communicates with other life force, and it communicates with every cell of our body. So this is why it's important we really become more aware in the thoughts we're having, and being more deliberate with choosing thoughts that are loving, that are kind, that are compassionate and non-judgmental, because that really then strengthens the heart, and that in turn will heal disease, strengthen your body, and help this world. So if you'd like to get yourself comfortable, I'm only going to do this for a short time because of the time we have, but I'm hoping you will really feel that resonance of your heart. So if you get comfortable, if you don't cross your legs and arms, and you can put one or both hands on over your heart center, over the chest, and then just gently close your eyes. Drop your shoulders down and come to your breathing. So slow your breathing down. Try to breathe into the chest and feel the rib cage expand, and right down into that lower abdomen. So just do that once more, a long, slow breath, relaxing as you exhale. And now I'd like you to imagine that you're just bringing your breath in and out of the heart center, feeling your upper body gently expand as you inhale, soften and relax as you exhale. So bringing that awareness to the heart, feeling that connection, your awareness is there. And then I'd like you to bring someone into your heart that you love or care deeply about. It can be a person, or if you'd like it to be an animal, a pet, you can also choose to bring those into your heart. And now imagine, as you visualize them in your heart, filling with that lovely warm energy of your loving heart. You might like to visualize it as a warm, soft light glowing around them, and they're absorbing that love, unconditional love. And this person or animal you love completely, warts and all, whatever little imperfections they have, it doesn't matter. You love them completely. Feel them enjoying that love, you enjoying that connection, that emotion of love, that energy. Breathing in and out of that heart. And now imagine bringing yourself into that heart space and loving yourself exactly as you did the person or animal you have there. How does that feel? Do you have any resistance? Can you love yourself unconditionally and completely? Feel you're pouring that love onto yourself, into yourself. Seeing yourself, that person or animal you already have there. Feeling so loved, so supported as you hold yourself in that heart space now. Now imagine that light just extending out beyond your heart. Maybe just send it to 1 or 2 people you feel are in need of an extra bit of love or healing or support. All you have to do is visualize them, think of their name, think of them, and see that light full of love filling and surrounding them. Now become aware of your heart center again, your hands. Notice how you're feeling, filled and surrounded in that loving energy of your heart. Feel that lovely energy as you very gently bring yourself to. And while we do that, Paul is going to gently call your Armour in. But I'll just say at this point, observe how you feel. You may want to do that longer at another time. It's a lovely exercise to do because we often have love for others in a deeper way than we have for ourselves. So that just reminds us that we really should be our number one, to love and care for ourselves. And as that strengthens our heart resonance, that then goes out affecting and assisting others. I do have a guided, compassionate heart meditation on my own channel on YouTube. Anytime you want to look at that, it's on Caroline Crawford, Spirit of Love. So we're going to just sit back and allow some teachings and some wisdom and maybe a little joy from our team of non-physical friends known as Armour.
Hello, my friends. Following on from what has been spoken about, it is an important aspect of your further growth into a greater expansion. And on previous shows, there's been the discussion about the new earth and the different dimensions. And part of this heart-centered living goes towards that expansion towards those states of existence. But if you want to consider how the different energies of focusing upon the mind and the logical thought process against coming from your heart, if you consider that maybe you were due to meet a friend at a coffee shop and you decided that you could not do it or you didn't want to go, but then you turn up and your friend says to you, I thought you weren't coming. And if you said, I changed my mind, what sort of emotion, what strength does that carry with it? Whereas if you consider when you make a statement such as, I had a change of heart, it's much more powerful. It invokes a greater emotion within yourself because it's coming more from love. It's coming more connected to every aspect of yourself. And this is the difference that coming from your heart makes, as opposed to just thinking of things from the mind in a logical way. It is allowing yourself to live life in a more expansive manner. For everything is energy. Every aspect of yourself is energy. And the more that you can come from that loving aspect of yourself, from that heart center of your being, then the stronger you will interact with life in a more positive way. You will, some would say that you draw circumstances of a similar energy towards you. But it is almost like you are that what is going on outside of you, the experiences that you have, the things that take place, is a reflection of the energies that you hold within yourself. And by connecting into your heart center, particularly through meditation or Tai Chi or many of these other things that Caroline has mentioned about, allows you to create a stronger bond to your heart. And then the more that you do this, the easier it becomes for you to connect more naturally to that energy center and live in life in that way. It is such an important aspect of the truth of who you are. And it actually will allow you as well to be more of your true self. Because rather than thinking or overthinking something, you are coming more from your state of peace and calm. A state that creates a greater clarity. Any fog that exists within any thinking, particularly in stressful or upsetting situations, that fogginess clears away and you're able to see things for how they truly are. You learn to respond more from that aspect of love, which is your true state of being, rather than reacting from your conscious thought or from the ego, responding to what has taken place. So keep trying this little meditation, this guided visualization that Caroline gave to you just now. And sometimes you don't need to do it for several minutes. It can literally be just several breaths. But also, the physical existence loves physical gestures. So in placing your hand over your heart allows you to focus more clearly to where your hand is pressing, where it is connecting to, and therefore more strongly focusing upon that connection to your heart. So allow yourself to do this, to take a couple of deep breaths, and immediately you will find that you drop into that more peaceful state of being, a more balanced state, and then you will be more prepared or more settled in going about your everyday life. An everyday life that you will be more appreciative and more noticeable of all the loving aspects that goes on around you. Well, we will leave it there, my friends. But remember, the truth of your existence is one of love. So allow that to express itself within everything that you are, and therefore everything that you do, by connecting to your heart and living a more heart-centered life. Goodbye for now, my friends.
Thank you. So, as well as that little meditation we did, I would just say if you can join any group meditations, that is also a very powerful thing that activates the heart, that connects us to other through that energy of love. And the more we feel that powerhouse of our deeply intuitive and loving heart, the happier we feel, the stronger we feel, the more peaceful we feel. And as I say, outside events that are going on in the world will not affect you as much, because you will be far more centered and focused on what is real. So hold that vision, set an intention, just even like Armour said, just even if it's for 2 breaths, just if ever you feel anxious or out of sorts, just take a breath, come into your heart, let that energy of your heart infuse your being, and you will never look back, because it is the way for all of us to move forward and to be who we are. So shine your light, be who you are, enjoy your friends. You know, let them know, express love whenever you can. Let your friends know you love them. And we will be back next month.
Next month, which is March the 16th at 7 p.m. as usual.
Yeah.
But if you're watching this on YouTube, as Caroline said earlier, you know, make a comment down below.
Yes.
If you're not subscribed, you like what you're hearing, like what we're saying, then subscribe. Please subscribe. Like the video, it gets the ratings up.
Share it out.
But also, at the end, there's the connections to the video that Caroline was talking about earlier, for the guided visualization there, and something else as well. So have fun, enjoy your life, shine that light, as Caroline says.
Yeah, light up your life with love. So we hope you felt our love. We can't thank you enough for being with us. We're loving this lovely community that we're all creating. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for being part of this and for making the world a better place as you shine that light from your heart. So from our hearts to yours, so much love, so much light. Enjoy, be joyful, be happy. And from Paul and I, bye for now. Love you.
Be at peace in your own divine light.